Hi guys, welcome back. Welcome to Coding Ambitions. Today we'll continue with the gestures series in Jetpack Compose. In the previous video, we have covered about the basics of gestures like pointer events, writing the custom events. Like this is the code from the previous tutorial. You can check out my previous tutorial about gesture basics, pointer events. I will put the link in the description as well. So, but in this video, we will cover how we can detect multiple tabs like combined, like if we want to on the single item we want to detect on tap as well, double tap as well, long press as well, right? And we will do zooming as well on the double tap in the image, right? So few things we will be doing here. So this is the code from, so in the previous video we covered like this is the custom on tap, how we can write using the very basic low level API, pointer input, await each gesture, and then this some high little bit, not that much high level, but these are the gesture recognizers using the same low level APIs, but few things we don't need to do on ourselves, they are already implemented there, but this is the high level, very high level modifiers available there. So let's remove this one. And suppose we want to detect if it is on tab, then we can use this one here, right? But suppose, yeah, so this detects all tab gestures. So this detect all tab gestures or gestures, whatever you want to say. So if you see on double tap, on long press, on press, either you can use this one, right? Like if we want to, you can use on double tap, right? And then on long press, we can use it here, but we should use this only uh, if we need the location of the offset, like where we have performed the event, like we have performed the pointer, where the pointer has performed the action, right? The offset of the that area where we have touched or we have tapped, so then we can use them. Otherwise, if that is not needed, we can use combined clickable, right? If you see, it also has on long click, on double click, all those. If we can just copy it here, on click, right? So on click, on double click, on long click, right? And we want to do this on click, so yeah, we can do that. Experimental, this is still in the experimental stage. We can use when so what is offset? Basically these are the x and y position. where we have performed tap, that location X and Y. So this is the offset. It's basically position in terms of X and Y coordinates related to its parent, right? So but we will be using this because we don't need that here. So what we will be doing here is, so on long click we can do any other action here. Let's suppose we can on click we can open this, but on on long press we can do some other action here, like opening the bottom sheet. Maybe it's just for an example. It can accept dismiss again, and here we can use modal bottom sheet, and inside on dismiss request we can trigger this, fine. And this is also experimental. List item we can use so it accepts headline content, supporting content, leading content. So we can use text composable. So just let's say we want to, in the bottom sheet we want to show share link, and in the leading content we can add one icon here, icons dot default dot in the share what we can do is we can use share ones. Similarly we can add one more item here. What it's showing, it requires content description as well. So we can copy paste this, and we can maybe removing the item, and we can perform any other action depending upon our like scenario. So here we can use delete maybe. So this bottom sheet maybe we can open on the long press. So on long click, so we can use this similar way, long press selected image item, and similarly we can apply that. We can set that item here, and then depending upon that we can display that, right? Long press selected image item, we don't need actually that here, but yeah, if for some information we require that we can pass it there. Let's make it, if some information is needed from that item we can pass that here, but we are not using, but maybe if some needed then we can pass that, so that's why I'm using that. So we can show bottom sheet, and on this is the last function, the last method is the callback for that on dismiss, right? On dismiss we are setting it back to null. So let's see how we can use on click, on double click, on long click. This is the combined clickable, or there are two ways actually. First one is this detect tap gestures, second one is this is the low level, this is high level. If we see, this is on click, so let's check. what might be the reason. This is this, and if this is not null, we are opening the bottom sheet and it should work. Don't know why it is not working. Maybe it's an issue with cache. Maybe it's picking up from cache. Okay, we can come to that later. Now let's check how we can, if this image is open, how we can do zooming here. We can point that out. So for zooming out, let's say we will be using, so this is the image. So here we are clicking or tapping here. We need its location as well, right? For that purpose we will be needed its location. So this is here. Yeah, it is here. So first of all, let's add pointer input because we need location. So we'll be using the detectTapGestures, right? detectTapGestures. On double tap, it provides offset, right? So what we can do is we can calculate new offset here from that. So if we do zooming here, what will happen is, so we click here and we need to zoom it. So image will be scaled, 2 points will be there. First this image will be scaled up, right? Its size will be doubled or tripled according to our requirement, right? And then we need to translate it, right? So for that we need new offset. So then suppose this is at 0, right? If this will be scaled up, size will be like from here to here, right? So then we can assume its offset will be somewhere in beyond this viewport, that will be -1, right? So from here it is this side positive and this side negative. So new offset we can calculate here. So that will become like so we can use it dot x minus, we can reduce size dot width by 2, right? Half of this we can reduce from its like here we have tapped, from this we can reduce the half of its width, so that it will become negative, right? And we can make it negative as well. And we can use for some minimum or maximum value, so that if this value goes beyond those values, if this value will be between the minimum and a maximum range, so we can use like that value. Otherwise it will be we can set some minimum or maximum, so that it will not be going very beyond the our negative range as well. So here we can use dot width by 2 and maybe to have minus this to size dot width by 2f, right? And then what we will be doing is we will be using this offset. So first we need some variable to remember if image is zoomed or not, right? We can use that here. zoomed by, remember, it's PV and it right by. Okay, cool. So for offset we need, first it will be 0. Sorry, it is first it will be false. It is not zoomed, and here we'll be toggling it. Right, let's make it where, and here we will be applying that change actually. So this offset, we need to remember this one as well, because we need to use this offset in the graphics layer, which will be doing that scaling and translation, right? Zoom offset. So initially offset dot 0 will be there. New offset. This should be the offset of this one, and for y you can omit it, we can keep it 0 for y side. It will automatically do translation then. So now the main step is here. Now we need to apply graphics layer here, right? So scale X, this is for scaling. If zoomed, then use 2f, else we can use 1f. Similarly, scale y side, and then we can use translation X is equal to zoom offset dot X, and then this will be equal to this. Let's try to use it. Permission. Right, yeah, so they are working fine. And third thing is, it's working perfectly fine, but yeah, so it's the width issue here actually. In case if, yeah, so this new offset, so this will be if zoomed, right, then it will be new offset which we are calculating, else offset dot 0, right? This step we missed actually, because if it is zoomed only, then we need to apply that, but once user click toggles the zoom, then we need to remove offset, we need to make offset back to default 0, right? Yeah, you can see. Oops, we did it wrong again. So if you check, we are toggling it, right? So if it's zoomed, then we need to make it back to 0, else we are zooming it, right? Yeah, now it should work. Yeah, perfectly fine. You can see that is not needed now. That was our mistake here out there. So this is about the, we have covered the double tap to zoom graphics layer part, and this double tap gestures and picking up the offset and scaling up the image and translating the image in to the zoomed one. And for that we need to calculate this offset, because it, when zooming, it will be scaling, it will be going beyond here, so we need to make this offset negative, offset its location. So this is all we covered here. We have also covered combined clickable, and we have showed the bottom sheet here. A few things are covered. So this is all about this tutorial, guys. I hope you guys have learned about combined clickable on double tap, long press, and zooming on double tap, these things. So if you are new, don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel, and also please humble request, please share it more and more, and please like and comment. So this is all about today's video. We'll see you in the upcoming video. Till then, bye bye, take care, have a great time, keep coding. You can find the code, link of the code in the description of the video for every tutorial of mine, right? So have a great time, keep coding.